Assalamu alaikum, class 7. Hope all of you. Today we are going to start next chapter from Oxford Progressive English. It's Unit 3, London, and its next topic, the Great Fire of London. It relates to the previous chapter, that is from the diary of Samuel Pepys. Actually, that was diary. So this is an account of the Great Fire of London. The complete incident is told in this text. So the difference between these two topics is that was from the diary of Samuel Pepys. He had written whatever he had seen, whatever he witnessed. So he had written all those things. And here it is happening, it is incident, whatever happened there, and all the details of that incident are told here. So it relates to the previous topic. That was also Great Fire of London, and it is also the same topic, the Great Fire of London. Okay, if you look at the screen, this is a painting that was made by a painter after the Great Fire of London. Okay, it is page 62. So in this text, it is told that how the houses were affected, how the fire spread over, how the animals were affected, how the birds were affected, and what damages were there, which things were, whatever destruction was there, that is told in this text. So things were destructed, precious items, goods of people, they had ruined. But there were also, it is also mentioned here that there were pickpockets who were also stealing the things, who were also stealing the precious things of those people who were pitiless, who were in a miserable condition because their houses were ruined. But those pickpockets were pitiless at that time and they were stealing their things. So destruction is told here, and how houses were affected, animals, birds, and people were affected. Even cathedral, church, those were also ruined or destroyed. Books were burned. Here, books were hidden by booksellers in a cathedral. Books were hidden there, books were kept there because they thought that this is a secure place. But the fire ruined everything, destroyed everything, even the books. So we'll start from page 62, History as a Story. Who will read it? Students, raise your hand. Okay, Amna Murtaza, unmute your mic.
The Great Fire of London. By morning, the whole street was ablaze. Sailors packed with fuel, barrels of pitch, and winter supplies of tallow exploded, throwing burning clouds of metal high into the air and showering the streets with tiles. Families in the path of the fire began to bundle their belongings together into chests and bags and to move their children out of doors. Here and there, gangs of men banded together to fight the fire, but all they had were buckets of water. They might as well have spat on the flames. King Charles too, looking out over London, saw the daylight choked by a rising mass of black smoke. Tell the Mayor he may have all the soldiers he needs.
Okay, thank you, Amna. Thank you. Okay, let me show you some pictures first. Okay, the word clod is used here. Clods. So this is a clod, a big piece of something. Okay, clod is big piece of something. And then this is wattle. These are wattles in zigzag. So these are wattles. Around the fence. Yes, these are around the fence. Explosion. This is explosion. Exploding, burst. And this is tallow. Tallow is animal fat and it was used in past for making soap. So this is animal fat. Okay, now come to first paragraph. Yes, meanings are written here. Ablaze, on fire, exploded, burst, barrel is container, pitch is thick dark substance, clods, big pieces of clay, big pieces. Chalked, breathe with difficulty. Tallow is animal fat that was used in past for making soap. And chest is boxes. Okay, introduction is not read, but I'm telling you what is an introduction. After 300 years of the incident, this story was written. So in introduction, it is told that after 300 years of incident, this story was written. And it actually relates to the previous topic, which I have already told you, that fire started in the morning and there were storekeepers who were in baker's shop. Yes, you have read that it started in a baker's shop. They started to pack their things. When they saw that there was fire, so they started to pack their things. And when the whole street was on fire, so there was great confusion among people. People came out of their houses and of the baker's shop with their children and along with their belongings, and group of men. There were a group of men who were putting out the fire, who were trying to extinguish the fire. They had water buckets. Those people were having water buckets in their hands and they were trying to put out the fire. And in those days, there was government of King Charles too. So he announced that this thing will be told to Lord Mayor, and then Lord Mayor will send soldiers here, and then they will take action here. When he saw rising black smoke in daylight, then he asked that this matter should be told to Lord Mayor, and then he will send soldiers. Okay, so which things were affected? There were barrels of pitch, tallow exploded, means fat burst. Families in the path of the fire began to bundle their belongings, it means they began to collected or their belongings and in the boxes, to gather into chest in the boxes. And they also moved their children out of doors. People were there who were trying to put out the fire. They were having buckets of water, but those buckets of water were not enough to put out the fire. So King Charles ordered that this thing should be told to Lord Mayor, and then he will send soldiers to take action on it. Okay, next paragraph. Heather, unmute your mic, Heather. Just a minute, let me. Okay. Now unmute your mic.
How did it begin? Was all Lord Mayor wanted to know. Who's to blame? Foreigners, people told him. Fire raisers,
Revolutionaries.
revolutionaries. Mr. Ferdinand the baker was summoned to tell what he knew of the fire. Anxious that no one should blame, he remembered. Mysterious circumstances, the fire starting
Circumstances.
circumstances, the fire starting far from the bread oven for no good reason. And it had spread so fast and so far, there must have been arsonists operating all over the city. People powerless to stop the fire turned their energies to find the culprits. A Frenchman was knocked down with an iron bar.
Powerless. Okay, fine. Continue.
A Frenchman was knocked down with an iron bar for the crime of being foreign. A woman holding her apron gathered up in front of her was set upon by a mob screaming, "Look, look, she has fireball hidden in her apron. She is carrying fireball." Arsonist. The woman sprawled senseless in the open drain, and a dozen fluffy yellow chicks scattered out of her apron and ran cheeping hither and thither.
Hither and thither. Okay, thank you. Let me show you words meanings first. Arsonist is the one who starts fire. Sat upon mean attacked. Sprawled means sit awkwardly, and hither and thither mean here and there. Here another word is written in fifth line. Suspicious mean doubtful. And in third line there's a word summoned. Summoned mean called. Mysterious. It is also in the fifth line, that is secretly. So when Lord Mayor was told about it, so he was asking, how did it begin? Who's to blame? People told him that there can be any revolutionary Revolutionary is the someone or those people who want to bring change somewhere. So those are called revolutionaries, and they do such kind of activities. Okay. As in our Pakistan, you can see when there is any meeting or any procession, so revolutionaries, they burn they burn the vehicles, they burn tires. So those people are called revolutionaries. So the Lord Mayor wanted to know, how did fire begin? And Mr. Fariner, who was baker. So fire began in his shop, and Mr. Fariner was the baker. He was called so that he could tell about fire, but he also did not know, means he was not sure about it. And he said there were doubtful circumstances. He did not know about it. Probably it started from the bread oven. He was already anxious about such circumstances, and he was thinking that probably fire started from bread oven, and instead of stopping the fire, people began to search the culprits. Who is responsible? So people were blaming arsonist. Arsonist is the one who starts fire. So a woman was standing there. That woman was being called arsonist by the crowd. Why was she being called arsonist? Because she had gathered her apron, and she was attacked by crowd, and the people in the crowd were saying, look at her apron, probably she was carrying fireballs. So they were blaming the woman. The crowd was blaming the woman. In third line, you can see fourth last line, paragraph 2, fourth last line, you can see people are saying, a mob screaming, look, she has fireballs hidden in her apron. She is carrying fireballs. Arsonist. So she was being called arsonist by the mob, by the crowd. The woman sprawled senseless. So at that time, that lady was senseless. And what happened? When her apron was checked, so there were dozen fluffy yellow chicks. They spread out, they scattered out of her apron, and then they ran, cheeping, making sounds hither and thither. Hither and thither mean here and there. They scattered out. Okay, so a woman was blamed, but actually she was not the one. She was not arsonist, and she was not carrying fireballs, but the mob blamed that she was carrying fireballs. So probably it started in baker's shop, and it was in bread oven. Fire starting far from bread oven. Amna Murtaza, you will read third paragraph. Unmute your mic.
At last, the indecisive
Decisive.
Lord Mayor gave
Indecisive.
indecisive Lord Mayor gave permission for a fire break to be made, and soldiers with billhooks began pulling apart whole streets of houses, while the householders screamed prayers and abuse and clutched their children close or dragged their furniture clear of the tumbling masonry, but it was too late. Masonry, but it was too late. The fire leaped their firebreak,
That
leapt
fire
their
left.
fire leapt their firebreak, a surf of sparks spilling onwards to set alight washed lines, hay carts, and more thatches.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so what happened in paragraph 3? People started to save their children and furniture. And there was also food for cattle. They also started to save that. And then Lord Mayor gave permission for a fire break to be made. So here Lord Mayor permitted soldiers to come and put out the fire and help the people. So soldiers came there. They went to the houses in the streets. People were praying and they were trying to save their children, and they were dragging the furniture out to a clear mean open space, to a clear place mean to open space, to avoid it from damaging, so that it could not be damaged. That's why they were dragging their furniture out. And fire had also affected hay carts. Hay carts mean food for cattle, and thatches as roof of dry grass. Roofs made of dry grass, thatches. Those were also affected, burnt. Let me show you words meanings. Yes, tumbling, fall over, fall over or fall down. Masonry is building material, bricks or stones. So all these things were burning. Bill hooks. Bill hook is a weapon. A single weapon. Bill hook is a single weapon that is used. Hay cart is food for cattle and thatches roof of dry grass. Okay, paragraph number 4. Who will read paragraph 4? Amna Ghafoor, would you like to read paragraph 4? Amna Ghafoor, unmute your mic. Down at the river.
Down
Page
at
6.
the down at the river, the watermen had mustered every waterlight, boat and barge in the city and were busy evacuating families and goods downriver. The river was a red glare, the smoke and artificial night, but the watermen were pitiless in demanding their
Yes.
fee. As the horse passed and they found they had more trade than they could handle, they demanded higher and higher sums. Huge purses of money changed hands so that a dresser and a harpist and a harpsichord should float with their
Harpsichord.
owners.
Harpsichord.
Harpsichord should float with their owners downstream out of danger. Already there were tables and benches afloat on the tide, suffer in the water, then out of it the crowds jostled at the waterside for a chance to board. Children up to their knees in mud, women balancing on landing stages, men fortune in watches and silk handkerchiefs,
And haggling
and
and swearing You have skipped one line. Men haggling and swearing.
Men haggling and swearing in among them, pickpockets for lifting a fortune in watches and silk handkerchiefs and an unattended bag here, there, an unattended roll of cutlery. Cutlery.
Okay, thanks. Okay, students, these are words meaning mustered, assembled, evacuating, taking away, barge is large boat with flat bottom. Harpsichord is stringed instrument. So they were these were also included in their luggage, which they had to take to the other side of the river. So there were watermen who took this responsibility to take the affected people from this side of the river to the other side of the river, and they were charging higher and higher. They were asking for more fee. They were pitiless at that time. They were not thinking about the affected people. They were pitiless and they were demanding higher and higher charges. They were demanding more charges. Jostled, gathered, haggling, talk about prices. So people were worried, people were confused. They were talking about the prices, that the prices are too high. Their fees are too high, their charges are too high. They were also pickpockets. Now, the word pickpocket is mentioned in this paragraph. Okay, it's paragraph 4. Watermen were trying to save families, but they were also demanding their fee for taking them away from fire. So they increased their sums, means their charges. They increased their charges where there were more, when there were more people. So at that time, they increased their charges. There was crowd on water side. People were ready to board so that they could reach a safe place. They were asking people to take their instruments with them. So these watermen were asking people to take their instruments with them, and these instruments will float on water surface alongside the boat. So among them there were pickpockets, and they were trying to steal things of the people because they did not want to miss this chance. So they were their precious items, unattended bag. If was any unattended bag, so they took it. And if there was any unattended roll of cutlery, then they also took it. Now you are going to read next paragraph. Paragraph 5. Amna Murtaza, unmute your mic.
The goldsmiths and silversmiths of the
Goldsmith.
city converge. Silversmiths,
Goldsmith.
the goldsmiths and silversmiths of the city converged on the Tower of London to deposit their valuables in the stone walls and
Impregnable
impregnable dungeons of the
dungeons.
ancient fortress, but would even the tower keep out the fire? Church spires were toppling like trees, stone buildings crashing, crumbling their stones bursting like bombs. The book bookseller of London chose St. Paul's Cathedral as
Saint
a
Paul
safe
Cathedral. Saint Paul Cathedral.
St. Paul's Cathedral as a safe place for their stock, for it was built in stone and lead and bronze, not kindling like the houses with jostled around it.
Jostled.
Jostled around
Oh,
it.
okay, fine. Okay, thank you. The meanings are written here, converged, gathered. You can see it. Okay, goldsmith and silversmith, they gathered there. They took valuable things of passengers and saved it in ceilings of secure buildings. Okay, they took the valuable things or precious things of passengers and then they saved it in ceilings of secure buildings. Here the question was, will fire not reach the tower? But it also reached the tower later on. Church affected, trees were burnt, and there were booksellers who chose St. Paul's Cathedral as a safe place and put the books there. But later on, those books were also burnt. Okay, in this paragraph, it is told about that there were goldsmith and silversmith who were there to save the things of the people, and but in the paragraph above, in fourth paragraph, it is told that there were pickpockets who were stealing the things. In paragraph 5, they were taking care of people, they were saving their things in stone vaults. So stone vault is a secure room or building, a secure room or ceiling or building. So, and book sale, it is also told here about booksellers. Booksellers were there. They chose St. Paul's Cathedral as a safe place to keep all the books there. But later on, it was also burnt. In the last paragraph, you will read it was also burnt and all the books were also burnt. In next paragraph, yes, in paragraph 6, it is written, it was burnt and the books were also burnt. Who is going to read next paragraph? Hussain, would you like to read next paragraph? Okay, unmute your mic, Hussain. Now unmute.
Hell seemed to have risen close to the surface of the world that day. In places, the ground was too hot to walk on, and the air seared,
Feared.
seared nose and throat and lungs, rat and mice driven,
Mice.
dri- mice driven from
Driven.
the burning buildings
Squeak.
squeaked
Squeak.
like demons along the
Demons.
street, along
Like
the
demons.
like demons along the streets At one time, an area 2 miles long and 1 mile wide was alight and burned. The army was
Burning.
blowing up buildings with gunpowder, now adding to the din. At 8 o'clock on Tuesday night, a cry went up which turned the bookseller's heart to printer pulp
Pulp.
as
Saint Paul's